It's 4 p.m. on a Tuesday in a quiet office. You're staring at a spreadsheet or a screen full of emails that don't matter, and a terrifying thought hits you. Is this it? Is this how I spend my one and only life? Most self-help gurus will tell you to find your passion or quit and follow your dreams. But they don't pay your mortgage, and they don't understand the heavy, grey reality of needing a paycheck while your soul slowly dries up from boredom. The truth is, boring work is rotting your brain. It's a physiological tax that drains you more than physical labor ever could. This is Agora. Today, we're exploring Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and why acting might be the only way to save your sanity. Dale Carnegie is often dismissed as the father of chicken soup success stories. His books sit on the dusty shelves of our parents, filled with a brand of optimism that feels almost too simple for our cynical age. But Carnegie was a pragmatist. In the 1930s, during a global economic depression, similar to the chill we feel today, Carnegie was a truck salesman who hated his life. He didn't find his calling by escaping. He found it by optimizing his internal world while trapped in the struggle dart in his writing. Carnegie shares stories of people trapped in the most mind-numbing tasks. There was a stenographer in an oil company who had to copy endless, boring tables. She didn't find meaning in the data. She turned the data into a game. She used a stopwatch to race against herself. 37 seconds for this table, 36.5 for the next. She wasn't working for the oil company anymore. She was playing a private game where she was the champion. Another clerk spent his days filing letters, a task with zero career fuel. He decided to simply act as if he was sitting in a luxury office, performing a high-stakes, fascinating role. He performed the character of an enthusiast so well that his brain eventually started to believe the performance. This might sound like corporate brainwashing, but it's actually a sophisticated energy protection mechanism. Boredom causes more fatigue than hard labor, because of the sheer willpower required to resist it. When you demand that a boring job provide you with meaning, you are giving that job the power to hurt you when it inevitably fails to deliver. In my years navigating high-stakes professional environments, I've experienced this mental rot firsthand. I remember the weight of the Monday morning alarm and the exhausting effort of putting on professional mask that felt heavier every day. I tried to find a grand purpose in every task, only to realize that searching for meaning in an empty task is like trying to find water in a desert. It only makes you thirstier. The breakthrough came when I realized, if the environment can't change, the internal mind must. Think about the ice cream seller Carnegie mentions. He could have just handed out scoops and hated every second. Instead, he started researching the molecular formulas of the ingredients. He turned his basement into a lab. He wasn't a salesman anymore, he was a scientist in disguise. Or the screw workers in the factory who turned their repetitive motion into a competition. They reclaimed their agency by turning the mundane into a laboratory of self-mastery. These stories teach us a sharp, practical truth. Your brain doesn't belong to your employer. It belongs to your curiosity. If your current role is just a way to pay for your life in a city like Melbourne, then treat it like an 8-hour immersive play. If the work is boring, race against the clock. If the meetings are useless, study the body language and social dynamics in the room like a sociologist. If the atmosphere is toxic, pretend you are an undercover actor playing the role of the perfect professional for a film. The goal isn't to make the company richer. The goal is to build a shield around your life force. The emotional energy you save by playing a game, instead of fighting the void, is the capital you use after you clock out for your fitness, for your family, and for the person you're becoming outside of those office walls. Tomorrow morning, when you sit at that desk, don't ask what the job can do for you. Ask what character you're going to play today. Play it well, but keep your heart for yourself. When you start choosing the game, you are no longer the slave to the boredom. You are the one in control. This is Agora. See you next time.